Good afternoon. I'm Charles Lejano. This is One News Now. House Majority Leader Martin Romualdez is racking up endorsements to become the next Speaker of the 19th Congress. Marian Enriquez with the story.
The question of who will be the next House Speaker may have already been settled. This as former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo backs House Majority Leader Martin Romualdez for the post. Arroyo, who sits as the Chairman Emeritus of Lakas CMD, urged the party members to support him as well. Romualdez is also the current President of Lakas CMD. Aside from Arroyo, the Majority Leader found a new ally in Partyless Coalition Foundation, the biggest bloc in the House of Representatives. This comes after PCFI endorsed Romualdez during an assembly on Saturday.
Nagagalak po ko, isang malaking karangalan na nagbibigay ng suporta ang Partyless Coalition Group dito. And we look forward working together with the Partyless congressmen and women as well as our other fellow legislators to make the 19th Congress a very, very hardworking, efficient Congress.
On his next steps under presumptive Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s administration, who also happens to be his cousin, Romualdez said they will continue to focus on the economy.
We are actually going to continue with all of the amelioration programs that have been started in aid of the pandemic response. We will continue with all the economic measures to help reinvigorate our economy.
He added that there will be a new legislation, but a consultation with the new administration has to be done. As for who will be the next House Majority Leader, Romualdez said they will still have to make the decision shortly. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
One think tank has expressed concern for mass media under the incoming Marcos administration. In an interview with Radyo 5, Ibon Foundation Executive Director Sonny Africa noted that disinformation is now rampant ahead of Bongbong Marcos' term in office. Africa added that Marcos Jr. now has more resources to push his family's interests in propaganda.
Ang kinakatakutan namin kung hindi maging mapaunlad una yung pagiging mapanuri ng mga ng social media users natin, baka maging vulnerable pa rin sila sa higit na paghuhubog ng pag-iisip ayon sa gusto ng naratibo ng gobyerno. Yun ang sa amin ng sobrang nakakabahala kasi kung yung stereotype natin na media ay nagagawa nilang ganon, lalo nilang lolokohin yung mas maraming mga tao.
Minimum wage earners in Metro Manila and Western Visayas will soon see an increase in their daily pay. However, one labor group insists that the approved wage hike is not enough. Here's the report.
Minimum wage workers have something to look forward to in the coming days, as the Labor Department announced an increase in pay in 2 regions. The Regional Tripartite Wages and Productivity Board granted on Friday a 33 peso wage increase for both agricultural and non-agricultural sectors in NCR. Once approved, this translates to a minimum wage of 570 pesos for sectors like industrial, construction, commercial, and other industries, as well as 533 pesos for those working in agriculture. The Western Visayas Wage Board also granted an increase in income to 450 pesos, at least for non-agricultural establishments with more than 10 workers, as well as a wage hike to 420 pesos for establishments with less than 10 employees. Meanwhile, agricultural workers in the region are granted a 95 peso increase in their daily pay, bringing minimum wage to 410 pesos. Recall that the last wage increase in NCR was implemented back in 2018, bringing it to the current range of 500 to 537 pesos. The last one for Western Visayas went in effect 3 years ago, entitling workers a 310 to 395 peso minimum wage. DOLE says that the wage increase aims to restore the purchasing power of some 1.2 million minimum wage workers in these regions, on the back of price hikes in fuel and basic commodities. In a statement, Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III thanked the wage boards for the swift review of the wage hike. He also expects other regional wage boards to follow suit in the coming days or weeks for the benefit of minimum wage workers in other regions. Despite the increase, a group expressed their disappointment at the new rates, noting that it does not reach the poverty threshold.
Panandalian lamang na magandang balita ang wage increase order na ibinigay hindi lang dito sa NCR maging doon sa Region 6. No? Ang poverty threshold na halaga na sinasabi namin ay nasa 16,000 pesos. Kahit dagdagan man nila ng 33 pesos sa Metro Manila o ng 55 pesos sa Region 6, kulang din niya malagpasan o mapantayan man lang ang 16,000 na requirement na isang pamilya para makabili ng masustansya at maayos na pagkain.
The said increase will take effect after final review of the Labor Department and 15 days after its publication in major newspapers. For News 5, Paul Samarita, We Are One News.
We'll bring you more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The PBA welcomes its newest batch of cagers after the 2022 draft. Marty Bautista has the story.
Dreams came true on Sunday night at the 2022 PBA draft. The draft broke through a blitzing start with Gilas Pilipinas coach Chot Reyes already announcing his top picks for the national team. Reyes went ahead and placed his bets on Ateneo Blue Eagles standout Gian Mamuyak, NCAA stalwart Justin Arana, and new Bulldog Sean Ildefonso, and Japan B-League returnee Javi Gomez de Liano. The four players were eventually drafted in their respective PBA teams, but the Gilas Pilipinas can pull them out at any time for international matches. Javi Gomez de Liano just finished his stint as a shooting guard for the Ibaraki Robots and was surprised to hear about his Gilas Pilipinas addition. Now, he's ready to give everything he's got to the PBA.
I'm a year wiser now, learning from my stint in the B-League. I know what to do to help the team, and whatever the coaches ask from me, I'll just do it. And being a rookie, we got to do the little things as well.
Among the 66 hopefuls present that night, Gilas 3x3 frontman Brandon Ganuelas Rosser came out as the top 1 draft pick to Blackwater Bossing. Blackwater head coach Ariel Vanguardia had his eyes set for Rosser, especially as he regroups his team for a more defensive mindset this season.
Well, he's the best available talent, and we badly need a big man. He's a good rim protector, but I have good intel on him because Marvin Hayes, his teammate from 3x3, is my former player from JRU, so he has very good things to say about Brandon's attitude. He's a hard worker, he's a good teammate, so we're excited to have him, and judging from the way he plays with a lot of heart, and we really need that in our team.
Phil-Am guard Jeremiah Gray came out as second pick for Terra Firma Jip. While the newest addition to the PBA, the Converge Fiber Xers took their trust to Letran Knights big man Gio Ambohot and Arellano star Justin Arana. To wrap up the first 5 picks of the draft, the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters went ahead with Ateneo captain Gian Mamuyak, who just recently finished his UAAP Finals game with Ateneo. Mamu is a natural-born leader back with the Blue Eagles and is now excited to learn from one of the legendary PBA leaders himself.
Of course, I'm excited to learn from one of the best leaders, which is Kuya Gabe Norwood. So I'm really excited to learn from them and also my other veterans.
PBA teams are all set and ready to go for this 47th season. Squads are hopeful their newest additions could fortify their lineups for the upcoming Philippine Cup, which is expected to begin in June. For News 5, Marty Bautista, We Are One News.
Here are the latest stories from around the world. 10 people were killed while 3 others were injured in a shooting incident at a grocery in Buffalo, New York. Authorities said that the suspect, an 18-year-old white male, used an assault-style rifle to carry out the attack. Police officers said the act was racially motivated, as Buffalo is a predominantly black community. The Philippine consulate in New York says no Filipinos were hurt in the incident. Finland and Sweden officially announced their intention to join NATO through a joint application. This is seen as a historic move, considering the 2 Nordic countries' military non-alignment policies. Both countries are expected to submit applications this week. And Pope Francis has declared 10 new saints of the Roman Catholic Church. And among those canonized is an anti-Nazi Dutch priest who was killed in a concentration camp. Around 50,000 people flocked to St. Peter's Square for the ceremony, one of the Vatican's largest crowds since the onset of the pandemic. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Do check out our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Charles Lejano. We're One News.